So, we are up to book 8. The hair is gone. A Daughter's Guide to Mothers and Murder. Book 8 in the series. And I forgot to write down the characters. But hey, this is the D. Louise book series. This is where we read a book and talk about a book. No special effects, no theme music, no fancy schmancy stuff going on here. And according to my analytics, you have already left. So I can say and do anything I want. I can take off all my clothes. And no one will ever see because no one watches my video. I'm serious, man. Alright, so imagine my surprise when Frances and George are still in Paris. This is book 2 in Paris. And they're supposed to be going home at the end of this. And they're in Paris, and they're hanging out, and there's Alicia Stoke Whitney. If you don't remember who Alicia Stoke Whitney is the lady that Frances's deceased husband was in bed with when he died. And George is the man, her current husband, who she married a few books ago, is the current man that helped her and Alicia Stoke Whitney take Reggie out of the mistress's bed and put him back in her own bed. So he could die politely in society and the ton wouldn't gossipy. So anyways, George and Frances are now married. Rose is still back in England with Hetty. And the new stepdaughter and the new cousin, they're all back in London. George and Frances did not go back with them. They were staying a few extra days. Oh, I'm in the pile again. Hold on a second. My bad. I didn't move her bed over. Good Lord, I'm in trouble. So anyways, so they're still in Paris. And this Alicia Stoke Whitney, her daughter, is looking for somebody. And she can't look for somebody in England where she'd prefer to look for somebody to wed. But because of all the gossipy stuff that's still going on about her father and all his business dealings and he's died, etc. So anyway, they're still in Paris, and Alicia Stoke Whitney comes and goes, "Hey, Frances, look, my daughter's interested in this guy, and I want you to check him out for me." So Alicia's like, but Frances is like, I had. Well, she goes, well, you had your sister's people checked out. I said I hired my solicitors to check him out, but the guy is originally from New York. Him and his mom are from New York, and the father has died, and they're in Paris. And he's on the marriage mark, too. Take this off so I don't get stuff. So, anyways, you are just loving this too much. You are some spoiled kitty, I'll tell you that much. So, she starts investigating. Her mother said, Daisy's there too. Apparently, the mother and father are back from their Egypt vacation, and the father went home to New York without her. So, see what happens there. But, so then her mother cables New York and says, hey, tell me about this thing. Tell me about this guy. And some cables come back saying that he was very abusive. So anyways, they're checking him out because his wife died, or supposedly died, about 9 months ago, and he never even went into full mourning. He never went into mourning at all. And he's had a mistress for over 2 years now. And they find out who the mistress is, and the mistress is like, he really loved me because I wouldn't bend to his wishes. I wasn't trying to please him every 24/7. His wife, Isabella, was trying to please him every 24/7, and he couldn't deal with it. He goes, once he got her down the aisle, that was the end of it. He wanted no part of her. And he had the mistress to contend with. So, yes, ma'am. So, they do their little investigation, and then the cop, Kodo, I'm pronouncing the name incorrectly, I know it, comes to George and Frances and goes, hey, look, we're reopening Isabel's case because we've got new evidence. What's the new evidence? Well, apparently Sarah Bernhardt, the actress, is getting letters going, I know what you did. And she doesn't know what she did. So they start investigating, and they start looking into Carlson, and they start looking into his mother. And then they start looking into the mistress, and they start looking into the theater peeps, and they start looking. The wife worked in a homeless shelter, so they start looking in the home. So they're doing all this investigating, and they're uncovering all this stuff and all this background information. And the mother, Mimi, has got a side piece too. She's got quite a bit of money, and apparently the side piece is only staying with her because he needs the money, because he's got a side piece. So the side piece has a side piece. Go figure that one. Yes, ma'am. What? Yes, ma'am. What can I do for you? So, who killed Isabella and why? Who is sending the notes to Sarah Bernhardt going, I know what you did, and trying to blackmail for her money? Well, which one of our peeps needs money? Oh, I don't know. A side piece that has a side piece that has a side piece? Spoiler, sorry. But anyways, so Frances and George do their own investigating with the cop. We see a little bit more of the cop than used to. He's becoming a more of an active player. I could do without the tail on my video screen. I really could. I just dropped the book. She left. So there you have it. They're in France, and the mother's there, and Lily's there with the kid, and the kid's teething and crying all the time, and Lily needs her sleep. So that's a little side story. But Frances and George investigate the murder of Isabel, and then they investigate the murder of Bertha. And we have quite a few twisty turnies at the end here, because it's not just one person. This person had an idea to do this, and this person had an idea to do this, and this person had an idea to do this, and this person did this, and this person may have done something too. So, she's back. She's like, I'm not passing up a good thing while I have it. Thank you, Mom. So, who did murder Isabel? Who murdered Bertha? There's some murdering going on here. There's some sneaky stuff going on here. And, what's the neighbor got to do with it? Because it's eventually revealed that Isabella was with child before she died. Big spoiler alert there. Big, huge spoiler. But this is the end of the series till next year. My binge is over. I've got a couple of books in my to-be-read file, and I need to get back to the Eileen Wilkes series that I started before I saw this one. I just walked by the shelf and I'm like, oh! I took them all home. I'm a binge reader. I'm a series reader. And this was good. And this also spurns an if-then. If you happen to see the if-then, check it out. Because this spurned an if-then. In comparison to the other books in my house. Yes, ma'am. So, please check out J.D. Robb, Saturdays, where we talk about Eve Dallas, which, by the way, is one of the books that's coming up, the new one. It's been in my to-be-read pile for a while now. I get a book the day it comes out, and then I put it in my to-be-read pile. A book that I've been looking for, and I've just been trying to savor it. And, unboxing Sundays, and If Then Fridays. If you like this book, you might like that book. And, Star Trek Next Generation recaps. One day I'm going to redo those. Some of the ones that are gobbledygooked. And Star Trek Voyager recaps, and of course Flashback Monday, and of course my daily book reviews. Please check it out. Have a good one.